excited when Tilt came to us with the idea of doing this. We're always enthusiastic to look for partners that we can work with to deepen the educational base and just really the cultural experience that makes beer wonderful. So meeting with the crew and seeing what was going on, we were really excited about it, and also really curious about how it would play itself out. When we were there, the beer bar itself was just still being built and stuff, so it was great to come in and be able to see it in its full grandeur. And it was awesome to see that the serving staff that was there behind the bar was like super excited and really dedicated. That's the one thing I will say about being at Tilt, is that every time I've been there, everybody there is really enthusiastic, genuinely about the work that they do and the sort of atmosphere that they have at Tilt. And I think that's one of the great things about Tilt. And even some people from the kitchen came out to say hi while they had a quick break, knowing that they wouldn't really get a chance to connect with me, but still wanted to say hi to me and Nikos, and I thought that was really awesome. We brought a whole lot of different materials that were available for people, and Nikos and I decided to play it in a way in which we would let the customers that came in really drive the conversation, try to have enough there to be able to speak to people, but at the same time not overwhelm them with like a major presentation. And so for us, we were kind of, let's just show up and see what happens, and it turned out great.
The original craft brewers were starting up about 30 years ago, so really kind of emerging onto the scene, probably like you said, 20, 25 years ago. And then there was another generation that came around about 20 years ago, and then recently it's just exploded. And along with the explosion of the number of craft breweries, a lot's happened sort of in the beer industry in general, between big brewers consolidating and merging and buying other breweries, and distributors merging along with those big brewery transactions. So the whole landscape has been changing, but through that all, craft has been thriving, and there continues to be more and more breweries every day.
It's just that passion that you can't help but get involved with, and I think Tilt's doing just a great job of that. Portland is such a beer town, and people have such a different range of experiences with beer. Ninkasi was the Sumerian goddess of fermentation, and the Sumerians weren't the first to make beer, but they invented written language. And so they were the first to write about beer. And at the time in which we were inventing written language and becoming an agricultural-based society instead of hunting and gathering, brewing became a really important part of our society. And so for us, we want to share in that culture of what we see breweries. The village brewery, that's your role, is to make potable water and nourishing food for humanity and support the cultural things that humans get to create with each other. And so we started Ninkasi with that in mind. It's one of the reasons we don't have a restaurant on site. We have a tasting room and some food carts that come in, but we're here to make beer and support our wonderful partners that we work with that supply food and entertainment and all that stuff for others.